G'day guys, Cam Wild Tour and welcome to this midweek episode actually. A lot of people have been asking me about my new fire pit. You've noticed probably in the last few episodes that we've picked up a brand newie. I've actually, in reality, had it for about 2 to 3 months now. We picked it up back in Catherine, I think, Tiff.
Yep.
I paid for it. This isn't like a sponsored video or anything like that. I did buy my one. I do have a discount code to save you guys money on one if you want one. Just my regular Wild saves you 10%. But yeah, not a sponsored review or anything. I'm just gonna show you it while I'm setting it up, actually for a cook tonight. I thought I might as well film it and share it with you guys, seeing as I'm getting a few questions about it. So yeah, mine is the OzBraai Compact. There is 2 different sizes. I'll chat about that in a minute. I've got the bigger of the 2. Comes in a really sturdy bag. It is heavy. That's the first thing I'll say about this. This is 14 kilos, my one. It's also fairly bulky. To be honest with you, when it first rocked up, I said to Tiff, because it came in some massive big boxes, you know, we're caravanning for the year, we've got kids, we've got limited storage, limited weight carrying capabilities. And I did say to Tiff, this thing's probably too bulky for us. But we really missed having a fire pit. I didn't bring one on this trip. I used to have a smaller portable folding one, which was a lot lighter, a lot smaller. And I regretted not bringing a fire pit with us, but I did want to try something different. And at first I did think this was probably too big, too bulky. But having used it a lot in the last 2 or 3 months, like honestly, probably 40 or 50 times, Tiff.
Yep.
We've used it as much as we possibly can.
Every night we can have a fire, we use it.
Yeah, because it's easy, it's quick, and it's really, yeah, just good to use. And I don't regret it now, is what I was getting at. I'm loving it, and I rate it, and I'll be using this. We've found space for it in the van. I'm glad we did. This will last forever, and I really like it. Anyway, so I've got a few accessories I'll chat about in a bit. But the guts of it is 500mm in diameter. That's the fire bin, if you like. And to set it up, all you do is screw in the legs. Now, you can set it at 2 heights. This one's 500mm in diameter and it comes up 650mm tall. It's the bigger of the 2. It's called the OzBraai Compact. I picked this one because I'm taller and it's a more convenient cooking height when I put the extensions in on the legs. The smaller OzBraai is 450mm diameter, but it only ends up about 500mm tall, so it's a fair bit smaller. I really like that you can adjust the height, so I'm going to set it up at full height now just to show you. But you can just put these legs in and have it at that height, which I'll show you some B-roll of. Full height's obviously what you'd want to do if you're going to be cooking on it. The lower height's for really sitting around to stay warm. That's it. So like a minute to set up. And that's your fire pit. It also comes with this as well. This is the bit that makes it a braai, I guess. That's height adjustable, obviously, with a couple of wing nuts there. And you can swing that around, stoke up your fire, swing it back over, and you can control the heat that way. You can also control the heat, obviously, by lifting this up. So yeah, awesome to cook from. Really good cooking height. Like I'm 6'2", something like that, and this is like a perfect sort of cooking height. Like I said, you can not put those extensions in and just run it at the lower height, and then it's a better height for sitting around. But just bear in mind, if you're planning to cook from it when it's in its you know, raised state like this, if that bin's full of fire, it is going to be difficult to then have you cook at this height, try to remove these sections and drop it down lower. I wouldn't bother doing that. Probably what I'd do instead, if I'm planning to sit around it later, is I'd set it at the lower height. I'd still cook off it, but I'd probably cook sitting down in a seat, and then it's going to be easier to sit around afterwards. 2mm thick 304 stainless steel. That's why these things are so heavy. It is really, really solid. This is the kind of thing that I think you could it'll last forever. Like nothing's going to break on it, nothing's going to go wrong. This is the kind of thing you could pass on to your kids. We'll use this at home as well, I reckon, Tivy.
Yep, definitely.
It's like a good, you know, cast iron pan or a good camp oven or something like that. Something that'll last forever. I'm glad we got the bigger one, like I said, because it's a bit taller, it's a bit easier to cook off. But also because the smaller it is, the more you've got to cut. You've got to cut your wood down smaller. So if we had the 450mm diameter one, yeah, we save 2 kilos of weight. But I'm going to have to cut my wood a bit smaller like that. Whereas with the bigger one, I can use some bigger chunks, less labour involved with cutting up wood to prepare for your fire. But with any sort of fire pit, another trade-off is but you do have to cut your wood really. If you've got a ground fire, it's really easy just to drag logs straight onto your ground fire. You don't even have to worry about cutting it up really. When it's at its lower height and you're using it to sit around as a fire pit, I quite like that they've made this bin not too deep, because that means you get, I've had used fire pits before that are like barrels, and you get, all the heat comes out the top and you get no heat sort of radiating out the side. They've cut just the right amount of air holes in this thing so that it doesn't starve for oxygen. Like, you always get a really good burn, but it's low enough that it's also throwing heat over the sides really nicely. So really nice to use as a personal fire as well as cooking on.
Good for kids.
Good for kids too, yeah. Ground fires, obviously you have to be really careful with kids because they trip into them, stand on them, all sorts of stuff. There is a heap of add-ons and accessories for it, which I'm a bit of a sucker, and I bought most of them. So I've got a little wood side table for it. I bought the rotisserie. I also bought a spin basket, which we're going to use tonight. They do a whole heap of different spices and stuff that we bought, some tongs, some knives, all sorts of stuff. Pretty sure
you went crazy.
I did. I spent a fortune on it. But I at first I had my doubts, but I'm really happy with it now.
Now tell me, would you go back to, because you've had other types of fire pits, like what's been your favourite so far?
I really like this. If you can fit it and you can deal with the weight, I think this is awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely not perfect. Like, it's heavy and it's bulky, right?
And expensive too.
Yeah.
It's pretty pricey for a fire pit. But yeah, just really, I can see why, because it's just really nicely built. It's really solid. It is what it is. But no, I love it, Tiff. We'll keep this forever, I reckon. Even that grill's the same sort of quality as the rest of it. Like, really, really solid. What do you reckon? Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah. There's not too much more I can say about that. That's the OzBraai Compact is the one I've got.
Yeah, and look, like we said, not sponsored. There was no pressure for us to post this review or anything. Sometimes when we just find good gear and we like it, we just want to show it off to you guys.
Yeah, and this is one of them. I really rate this.
Yeah, it's been a good thing.
What do you reckon? Do you like it?
I love it. Yeah.
What about compared to the last one we had? Because we liked the last one too.
Look, they're both good. I'm not mad about fires and fire pits, so any fire pit's good to me.
Fair enough.
And I'm not doing the cooking either, so yeah. Fire pits are your thing.
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
I rate it, I like it. There you go. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in this Saturday's regular episode.